All right, looks like I lied. I had an extra video to do that was down on my email list. Do this one. I was like, I definitely wanted to do this one. I actually wanted to do it before the other ones I did. Silicon Valley begins to crack visibly. What is this? Wolf Street, Wolf Richter. Chilling photos of for lease signs lining the Great American Parkway. There are parts of Silicon Valley where commercial real estate is still hanging on, and there are parts where it has let go. In Santa Clara, it has let go. Let it go, let it go. Can't stand commercial real estate anymore. Let it go. Sorry about that. We were just watching that, or the kids were like 2 days ago in the back in the car, little DVD player, still stuck in my head. In Santa Clara, it has let go. Overall availability of office space in Santa Clara was nearly 19% in the first quarter, according to Saville's Studley, up from 14% a year ago. Only two other areas in Silicon Valley, Milpitas and North San Jose, show greater availability at respectively 23% and a harrowing 30%. The availability problem becomes very real along the Great American Parkway between Highway 237 and Highway 101. It's near Levi's. Is that Levi's or Levi's? We're going with Levi's, of course. Levi's Stadium. Nearby, Yahoo owned 49 acres of land that it acquired in 2006 and on which it had planned to build its new headquarters. It tore down the buildings on it and got the project approved for 3 million square feet of office space. It scuttled these plans in 2014 and turned the land into a parking lot for Levi Stadium. In April 2016, Yahoo sold the property for $250 million to Li Echo, a Chinese company that had surged out of nowhere. Is that Li Echo or Li Echo? Or is it Le Eco? I'm going with Le Eco on that one. I like that one. That sounds good. Eco-friendly. Le Eco. Le Eco. Le Eco. Sorry. Was going to get into nearly everything, including, electric cars. In the U.S., it was going to build its global headquarters on it and hire 12,000 people. Then came reality. And since I'm Realist News, boy, I like bringing reality. Earlier this year, Li Echo, in turn, scuttled those plans and pulled back from the U.S., claiming it had to run out into a little cash crunch. It has since been trying to sell the property. There will be a buyer eventually, as always, but maybe not at the $250 million they're trying to recoup. Turns out that corridor along the Great American Parkway is drowning in office space that is for lease, a growing commercial real estate disaster. That's what Michael, who has been to this area on a regular basis since 2010, calls it. This should be a thriving area, given it is directly in the path of Levi Stadium, he said. I've been seeing an incredible amount of construction here and everywhere over the last few years. However, in the past year, I am seeing a considerable amount of for lease signs with new construction projects unabated. Reminds me of 2008. I remember driving around, going to these little shopping plazas where I lived out in Brandon. For lease, for sale, for lease, for sale. Man, this whole thing used to be full. Now there's not even one person. I remember seeing them. But that was the after effect of 2008. We're seeing that now, and there's no event that has happened. Or is it happening silently all around us? Here is, it's just a picture. It's just a picture of Google Map. I'm not even going to waste my time showing it. And here are the for lease signs Michael photographed in front of our office building along the parkway, which I'll just keep reading it. I don't really need to see it. The building below used to sport a Dell logo. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Not anymore. The logo disappeared, and now the whole building appears to be under renovation. The building across the street now has the Dell logo. and more space for lease. Santa Clara and Sunnyvale have had some of the most pleasant industrial commercial buildings that blended well with curved roads and lots of trees, Michael says. Now most of these are being leveled for these glass multi-story monsters. There are at least 1 million square feet of unoccupied commercial real estate on a single street. Irrational construction? But it's not just Santa Clara. According to Saville Studley's report on Silicon Valley office sector in Q1, overall availability in Silicon Valley rose to 16%, and availability of Class A office buildings jumped nearly 4 points year over year to 20% in Q1. In some areas, availability is low, but in others, such as in Santa Clara and San Jose, the opposite is the case. These two cities account for nearly 2/3 of the available space for lease in Silicon Valley. And there's a lot of construction, but only about half of it has been pre-leased. Availability in some key places: Palo Alto, 6%, Menlo Park, 12%, Mountain View, Los Altos, 12%, downtown San Jose, 17%, Santa Clara, 19%, Milpitas, 23%, North San Jose, as discussed earlier, 30%. Yet overall asking rents rose 6% year over year. It's our money and we need it now. But everywhere is for lease. You guys are drowning. I know, that's why we need our money now. Because we got a lot of empty office space. And as Jason Epfor always says, the suckers who are the only ones paying, we got to keep hitting them up for more. Like the HOA story I keep telling you about my friend Jason, who lived in a condo. $100 a month, $125, $150, $175, $200, $250. What's going on? Well, everyone's moving out and they just walked from their condo. And the rest of you that stayed, we have to divvy up what's needed between you guys. So I just have to, you guys got a massive raise from me, but nothing's changing. The pool's the same, the grounds are the same, everything you're paying the same. You know, yeah, because we're paying just for those fees. Those services, they can't stop doing that. And we only have a few of you bloodsuckers left to suck blood from. And that's probably the same reason here. However, when the leases are up, hey, there's so much available space, we're out of here. Except most commercial real estate leases are a minimum of 5 years, many 10 years. Who knows when they signed the lease? Where was I? Yet overall asking rents rose 6% year over year. Class B and C asking rents were about flat, but Class A asking rents spiked nearly 15%. Even in Santa Clara, despite the vacant offices cluttering up the landscape, overall asking rents rose 5% year over year. But these are asking rents, not actual deals, where tenants negotiated big concessions and lower rents. And these deals have slowed to a crawl. Leasing activity peaked in mid-2015 at 12 million square feet on a trailing 4 quarters basis. Leasing activity has since plunged 50% to just 5.8 million square feet for the trailing 4 quarters, even as new supply keeps piling up on the market. It is open to debate, though, whether the region is gearing up for more growth or if the rally is winding down, the report mused. And naturally, the commercial real estate boom and bust cycle has now turned. Read, next asset bubble cracks. It's so big, even the Fed is fretting. From wolfstreet.com. Again, I'll link all these articles I talk about here. And I'll say it again. Is this a one-off, or are we looking at a trend? You saw leasing activity peaked in the middle of 2015, 2016, 2017, that's exactly 2 years. We're in mid-2017. And they've got all the new construction with only half of the leases filled, which leaves the other half available, mixed in with all of this stuff I've already told you about. This is, what are we going to see next? Like the Chinese, these giant malls and massive skyscraper apartments, and it's just empty? Like it just got built and the whole population died off out in there. You know, there's no one there. There's no cars in the streets. There's no one in the mall. There's nobody anywhere. Ghost cities. Again, I talked about the other day. YouTube it. China ghost cities. You will, if you've never seen it, you've got to see this. And this is from years ago. So my question is that where the United States is heading? Is that where we're heading over in California to start with? Ghost cities, not because of the same reason as Chinese, but just because Silicon Valley's everyone tapped out. We're leaving the damn state. You guys are too expensive here. In the poor CalPERS pension fund. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. Is that thing going to get crushed? What a shame. Take care.